This is Botaland, a historic fishing village along the Atlantic Ocean, southwest of Cameroon.
We are prepared to take Maluco Mamboa 2021 again. We are going to the third victory, third cup, where they are in 1 and 2.
Just continue dreaming.
The village is getting a facelift, and the youths have been summoned to clean the beach and get it ready for the much-awaited canoe race. Botaland is getting ready to recognize the best athletes in wrestling, fishing, cooking, and canoe racing. The people of Botalan use Maluco Mamboa festival to preserve and promote their identity, especially at a time when fishing is no longer so attractive and other more lucrative attractions are luring the village youths away from the old ways of life.
Our early childhood life, we used to spend all our time in the beaches. We used to swim and play with the fish as they are, until when your mother is in need of it, then you throw the hook and even catch the fish and bring it to the house live and it's fresh.
We could carry a long net deep inside the sea. We could go and hook behind the island we call Ndame. We could hook even around the seashore with the raffia and the baits.
Most of them will live with their small paddle canoes 1 or 2 a.m. in the night with their net. They'll go and find this small fish they call munyanya, and after that by 5:36 they'll go to that island where at times they are successful in their catch and at times they will come out hand empty. Most of this Android generation, these younger guys, look at it to be very, very cumbersome and tedious because they can't do the pulling. You will leave your house 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. in the morning, coming back at 2 p.m., spending about 12 hours in the sea. Maybe there's rain, maybe there's sun and breeze, and most of this Android generation, these younger guys say, is very, very difficult. So most of those age people, they have also gone to the world beyond.
With most of the custodians of their village gone ahead already, the villagers can feel a threat hanging over their environment, traditions, and the local culture. Yet, the Botaland people must embrace the change that time brings.
The Bota language, we are afraid that it can, in time to come, the children behind, especially from those behind us, they will not know how to speak the dialect.
Today I try to teach my own children how to swim. We have one small stone which is somehow designed naturally like a pool. We call it Mokoko or Lilalela Molongo. That's where even our fathers learned how to swim. That's where we learned how to swim. And that's where we carry our own children to go and teach them how to swim.
So this year, like every year, the village is coming together for a moment of oneness in culture. In a few days, it will be Maluco Mamboa Hour.
Every clan has to identify themselves with their culture. So the cultural festival is for us to showcase what we know, so that the whole world should see what we can produce. This 5th edition is having as theme, let's unite and build a strong community. The reason behind this theme is that for the past years we've had so many problems, divisions, quarrels, hatred and so on and so forth. And those things don't help us at all. They instead create enmity on a daily basis. So we decided that together we stand and together we are strong. If we are divided, we shall fall.
The youths work in groups called gangs, and each group aims for the first spot in the competitions.
In 2016, the first gang to make their canoe was Gang 3. We needed to promote our culture. We need to promote our culture.
For us, the Botalan people, we are holding firm to our canoe race because we know that it is the pride of the Botalan man.
The rivalry pits families against families and yet brings them closer at the end of the day.
The issue of the guns has instead vulgarized and revamped our canoe race and taken it to another level.
It is a bond that is bonding all of us in the village. Despite the fact that we have distributed the youths into groups, but it keeps that unity amongst us because we are like a tree. If one branch is broken, the entire tree is affected. So other gangs do interfere when there is a problem in a gang issue. So they see to it that there is peace in the village.
Gang II one clean record will never ever be created. One take them back to back. Any man one die, he may die. It's not going to ever happen, my brother. Now I also keep for your mind, okay.
If you go to a home, a father is in Gang 1, the mother is in Gang 2, the son is in Gang 3. So you see the ambience. So the father will say, my God is going to win. The mother says, my God is going to win. The son says, my God is going to win. So it has made us very lively. It has made us have a lot of joy.
We'll make sure that the canoe race will be for generations to generations to generation.
Our culture should transcend the level we have had. We're born and grown to know that you must be greater than your father, unless you have a bad wish. So we want our culture to be greater than what it is now. Most of our people here who went and competed in canoe race in Nigeria, they went to Senegal. There were most of our brothers and forefathers who were to go even to Canada. And today, those things are no longer there. Let those things come back so that the race can go international. Africa, Europe, Asia, America, and the world.
Beyond self-definition, Maluco Mamboa is a real moment. This year again, on the last day of the festival, the best gang, the one that emerges winner of the canoe race, will receive a trophy and its members will be celebrated across Botaland. Youths of Gang 1, 2 and 3 are working extra hard to be in the winning team this year. We are 2 days to the canoe race. Gang 2 members under their leader Masayo are going to test the waters. Nothing is left to chance.
The practice is the factor. If you don't pull well, you will not be in the boat. So the practice is to make sure you perfect yourself well and you make yourself outstanding from the other pullers to be selected. So if you don't pull well, you can't get into the boat. The boat that follows the pullers have 3 primordial roles. The first role, the primary role of that boat is to monitor the pullers. Those who are not pulling well, those who cannot synchronize like the other pullers, they are kept aside and replaced by others. The second role is that the boat acts as a surveillance for those who may have an accident, suffer from fatigue, who may fall into the water. They rescue them from further danger. And the third role is that the people of that boat, they report the practice maybe to the committee to say, okay, maybe we use 10 minutes from this distance to this distance. So maybe next time we may improve on the timing so that we emerge as champion.
We are day 1 to the competition, and this early in the morning, Gang 3 is already at sea. MOG, the head of the gang and also president of the village youths, is sitting at the tail end of the canoe, and for a good reason.
Sitting behind demands a lot of experience. You have to know about the ocean current, where you are leading your guys to. Even in the village, the person who sits behind is the captain of the canoe. You are the one controlling the canoe from the starting point to the finishing point. And even if anything happens to the canoe, you are the one who is going to be held responsible. Questions are going to be asked. The youth president of the village, and as a captain of Gang 3, a lot of things are being looked upon you, so you have to be like a very good example for others to follow. I'm very, very proud to know my culture, to be one of the pullers up to this time, because in my own social club, many of my friends have retired. I'm the only one left in my social group who is still partaking in this cultural festival.
As they row towards the horizon, each gang is aware that tomorrow a champion will be named. Before today ends, they will all retreat to a camp where each group will spend the night and only leave from there to line up for the race in the morning. Clement is one of the leaders of Gang 1 and knows that this is a pivotal step in the race.
It's not easy to gather about 50 persons together. You have strong-headed people inside there, late coming in the camping ground, drunkenness in the camping ground, quarrels and all those kind of things. We had issues too of where to sleep, because where we had our camping was at the beach of Ngeme, and it's not very comfortable like you sleep in your house. You sleep on top of boats. Some will sleep on bare rocks. So I can say those are the little difficulties that we had.
It is the morning of the race. The whole village is boiling with emotions. Gang 1 is in blue, Gang 2 in white, Gang 3 in orange. Each villager ready to cheer their gang to victory. To set the race in motion, the race commissioners make known the rules.
Today, any bag of hot ball, we don't throw ball for up there. If you don't hold them, you don't be disqualified. Until that shoe gone before the pull. Would I hear? If you pull away when that shoe gone, they don't disqualify you.
And don't turn on the shore side of the boat at the top. You turn at the offshore side, and then you take the land side, and then you come to the beach. So those are the rules, and those are the various distances given for them to be respected for you to emerge as a winner. We have to put those floats on the same line so that every boat comes and hold the float to be on the same line for them to start. So they hold the floats, then we give the signal.
If it blows on, if it start them,
The gunshot means it is time for you to give everything for your gang. You put in your best, you pull as if you will not pull again, to see that you come the first boat.
Now when the race starts, normal with canoe race or normal with anything that sprints, everybody's head has to be down. You pull for, let's say, 2-3 minutes before you lift up your head to see your position that you are. But when we pulled like that and then I lifted my head, I discovered that Gang 2 is already in front. Gang 3 is already in front. I have only Batoke to contend with. Now I have to increase the tempo and the power.
Pull with Gang 3, we struggled until we left them. We went. When you are in front, you are full of joy. You are paddling with joy because you know that you have done it. Unlike when you are still behind, you are paddling, you are struggling. You paddle, you feel as if you can paddle to Douala even. There is no rest. It's better somebody collapses or dies.
The frenzy is at its peak. So too are the complaints. But for the gang leading the race, no distraction is permitted at this juncture.
It could happen that when a boat is in front, another boat can come from behind and pass them. But since we started Maluco Mamboa, it has never happened.
Gang 2 is leading and the myth is being confirmed. Far ahead of the others, the rowers know that it will take a spiritual intervention for any other gang to catch up with them. At the shore, the village is impatient to see the faces of the new winners.
If boats struggle and the first boat leaves the other 2 or 3, that's the boat that comes first. You ensure that at least you increase the paddle so that people at the shore see that yes, these are the people who are supposed to take first.
The winners of this year's canoe race are known, and as they disembark, the other gangs are already looking up to the next race.
My name is Kange Martin Ekwala. I pull in Gang 2. You understand? We have been pulling in Gang 2. Last year, we come number 3. They mocked us so much and was not happy. But this time, we thank God because the difference is clear.
Just the jubilation alone, the joy. Happiness is not something you buy. It comes from what you do with the mind, with the innermost part.
Whoever wins the canoe race, the whole village rejoices and goes into a party. Clement goes up to get the second prize for his gang.
We came second, but I'm promising something. It has never happened that one gang wins this year and then do the same the other year. Gang 2, well, they have won this year. Let's wait and see the next edition.
Here are the winners of this year's race, to the joy and amazement of the whole village. Once more, it is the culture and the ways of life of Botaland men and women that has won. As the curtains come down on this year's cultural festival, everyone is already ready for another moment of oneness in culture come next year.
You see the Gang II carrying their president. I told you in the other edition that that particular leader is the oldest puller of the youth. So his name is Joseph Efofa, nicknamed Masai. He's a very good leader and very disciplined. If you see him, he's a gentleman. He's a very gentleman. We are calling on people outside, partners, sponsors, to join us in the cultural festival and take this particular culture and this race to a different height.
The main objective of our Maluco Mamboa is not who wins, is for the continuity of our tradition.